7 common mistakes by Nigerians in diaspora when buying real estate. So you may not be in diaspora, but you know someone who this applies to. You may share it with them. So I want to talk about the 7 common mistakes. There are many mistakes, but the common ones. So what is number 1? Straight into the business. What is number 1? Buying the hype. When it comes to buying real estate, one thing about marketers, realtors is, which I happen to be one of, is that there is an altar of hype, there is an altar of exaggeration in the projection of whatever we present to you in our video. I must be sincere with you, especially when it comes to speculating our return on investment. So as someone who is abroad, who is not present here to assess the situation of things, you don't just buy into the hype, you ask questions. You ask questions. That is a way to beat the hype actually. So for instance, you hear something like less than 2 minutes drive, but in actual fact, that location is like 10 minutes drive, it's like 5 minutes drive. So that's the hype, that's the exaggeration in that marketing. And you see some people, okay, very close to the refinery. Ask how close to the refinery. Don't just buy the hype, ask questions, and you can now add your own plus or minus. Do you understand? Ask questions so that you can actually assess the level, at least to achieve a level of significance in the truth that is in that advert. That is just a way to put it. So that is number 1. Number 1 is buying the hype. Buying the hype. That's number 1. So what is number 2? Number 2 is not knowing your why. Not knowing your why. So why are you buying? Why are you investing in that location? Why are you putting your money into this investments? Many people don't know their why. And is it for cash flow? Is it for capital appreciation? Is it for short term? Is it for long term? Is it for medium term? These are questions you need to answer. And I mentioned it in my last video that 5 questions, internal questions you need to deal with before you go ahead to purchase any piece of, especially when dealing with land, when buying land. So it is important to know your why. Why am I buying this land? Is it to farm? Is it to sell? Is it to keep? Is it to build? These are questions. These are cogent questions that you buy, as this helps you to get it right from the onset, so that you will not just be buying a piece of property, maybe a piece of land, and at the end the land, fine, it may be useful, but at least get your why right from day one. For instance, the land that is meant for land flipping, you will not be buying it for land banking purpose, or the land that is meant for land banking, you will not be buying it for land retailing purpose or for land flipping purpose. These are reasons for why. You will not be buying a property that is just mainly meant for capital appreciation and you wanted cash flow. These are the reasons why you need to get your why right. So that is number 2, not knowing your why. What is number 3? Number 3 is the buying peer pressure. Just because your friends peer pressure. Just because your friends, maybe your colleagues that you are in diaspora together, they are buying land, they are buying properties in Nigeria, you too, you just want to jump into the market and buy. No, don't be pressurized. Don't be pressurized. I think peer pressure has 2 sides. There's the positive side, there's the negative side. The positive side is you challenging yourself to do the good things. Maybe your friend is doing something good and you too you want to do, but don't let it be at the expense of other important things of life. And his own goals may be different from yours. Their own goals may be different from yours. Their own objective may be different from yours. So you may see another investment vehicle that you need to invest into, that you need to take advantage of, and not necessarily real estate. So don't say because they are buying real estate, you may see another investment vehicle maybe over there in the country where you are. You may want to key into it, take advantage of that. So don't be pressurized into investing in real estate back in Nigeria. There are many lucrative investments that you can actually tap into. So don't be pressurized. Don't say because your friends are buying, and at the end you just put yourself under unnecessary pressure just to buy. And the moment you are under pressure to buy, then definitely to a higher percentage you are going to get your buying objective, you are going to get it wrong. So don't be pressurized into buying. This is number 4. Number 4 common mistake that are made by Nigerians in diaspora when buying real estate is buying idle or dead assets. Buying idle or dead assets. When we say buying idle or dead assets, it means you are buying an asset. When we say asset, it means something that is meant to generate money for you. It is meant to generate funds, either in capital appreciation. And what is capital appreciation? We just call it a gain on paper, something that is present on paper. It is only realized whenever you now sell that property. So that property is increasing in value. So when we talk about buying idle assets, we mean an asset that is not generating any income for you or whatsoever, whether in form of capital appreciation or cash flow or both. So it's not generating income for you. So that is dead assets. It's not productive. For instance, you buying a vacation home. What do you need a vacation home for? Fine, you need it. But the question is, how can I put it into a commercial use that even when I'm not around, maybe you only come home once in a year or twice in a year, or maybe once in 2 years, and the assets will just be there. One thing about assets when it's not being used is that it begins to depreciate all by itself because it is idle. So you may want to consider buying for cash flow reasons or maybe for capital appreciation reasons. So don't buy idle assets. Buying vacation home, you can turn it into an Airbnb, a service apartment, or a shortlet, whichever one is suitable for that environment, for that location that you have bought such an asset. So don't buy idle assets. Buy cash generating assets. So that is number 4. So what is number 5? What is number 5? Number 5 is investing heavily in one location, not diversifying. One thing about real estate is that any location we talk about, whether as a realtor, as a broker, as an affiliate marketer, as an agent, the truth is it is only speculation. Speculation based on the parameters, based on the indices that we have seen in the market. Maybe a capital project is coming, government presence is there. It's all about speculation. So the best thing to do is to spread your risk. Don't just buy one location. What if the attention of the next government is not in that location? So spread your risk. As you are buying buy Ibejuleki, as you are buying Ibejuleki, go to Badagry. As you are buying Badagry, go to Moniya in Ibadan. Come to Kobakpe in Ogun State. Go to Mowe. That's how you spread. If you are a real estate investor, you spread your risk, investing heavily in one location, not diversifying. One of the best ways is to diversify your location. I understand in business. It is said in business that I think Andrew Carnegie said, put your egg in one basket. Just make sure you guard it jealously. But when it comes to real estate, investing in different locations is the best way to go. Because if this one does not turn out well, this one will yield. If this does not turn out well, another one will yield. Another location will yield. And you never can tell. And I think I learned it from the real estate guru, Dr. Lumide Emmanuel. So invest in different locations. What is number 6? Number 6 is focusing only on ROI promised. What do I mean by focusing only on ROI promised? Many people only focus on the return on investment, forgetting the return of investment. The number one thing whenever you want to invest, number one thing you need to look out is how safe is your capital? How safe is the amount you are investing? That is the number one thing. Don't look at the profits. Don't look at the return being promised. Just like you want to buy shares in a company and that company is facing financial challenges. You can see from their financial statement that this is a distressed company, yet you want to buy their shares. You know that your capital, your investment is not safe in such a company. So also when it comes to real estate, don't just look at the return being promised. How safe is your capital? How authentic is the company you are investing with? How credible are they? These are questions to ask. Return on investment is secondary. What is the last thing? Last but not the least in this video is no portfolio manager. Who is a portfolio manager? Portfolio manager is someone who manages your asset for you. You are not here. You don't have Maybe some even only rely on family and friends. Why? If you have trusted hands, fine. But if you don't, it is even good to have a control. To have somebody who can check on your behalf, even though you have a family that is doing it on your behalf, but at least have an external person, somebody who can be recommended, somebody who has a track record in his field about maybe managing assets on your behalf. You see many diasporans, they have assets in different locations, land in different locations, but they don't know where these lands are. You are gambling if you don't know where your assets are, where your lands are. So if you have a portfolio manager who can give you progress and status reports on these locations, the major aim of having a portfolio manager is to give you progress and status reports about your assets. It informs you about the current situation of the real estate markets in the country. So it is important to have a portfolio manager, someone who manages your portfolio. Everyone who invests in shares will tell you that they have a stockbroker who gives them market reports. Aside from reading financial statement, knowing how to read the financial statement, you yourself, you need to have someone who is in the market, who knows his or her onions, who is a professional in what he does when it comes to real estate investment. So it is important to have a portfolio manager. Don't make that mistake of having lands in different locations without having someone who is checking on the status of those assets on your behalf. If this video has helped you, kindly click on the like button and share it with anybody whom you know that will be needing this video. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release a new video. So we meet in our next video. Stay blessed.